Hello, everybody. My name is Paul.
And I'm Clayton.
And you're listening to the Beyond the Pool List podcast.
We're
back. Woo! And we've got some new fancy equipment.
I know.
Sort of. If things are working out, if our equipment sounds good, then that means everything worked properly. If it doesn't, then it didn't. I'm borrowing my recording equipment and my whole setup that I use on Real Takes, which is my other podcast. To record this episode, we're going to give it a test run to see if it works really good. And if it does, then we will be hopefully bringing this back more often and maybe have our own.
Crazy how that works.
Wow.
Was that just there for a little plug for your Real Takes podcast? Is that really?
It actually wasn't. Because here's my thing: is if we use this and it works, and then in the next episode we don't have it because we just don't have the gear because we're sharing this with some people, and I just don't want people to be like, why did the quality get good and then get not good?
Right.
So
Get not good.
So hopefully we'll be using this more often, and hopefully we'll be just getting to use this will be a more regular thing.
Right.
So if the quality downgrades in the next episode, just stick with us. It's going to go back up.
We're working on it.
We're working on it very slowly.
But more importantly, today we have some big stuff to talk about.
So much stuff.
Yes, we
really
have. You want to break it down real quick? What we're going to talk about today?
I think you want to break it down.
I do want to break it down.
I'm going to let you break it down. Go ahead.
This is a big episode for me. I got my two big boys over here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I got my two favorite characters,
Yep.
Superman, Spider-Man, the first crossover in 50 years.
Whoa.
I am super hyped to talk about that. A lot of stories. Was it good?
I don't know. I just read it, and Clayton got to see my live reaction to all the stuff that we will be, for sure. It was very hard to not look up and say, I need to talk to you about this. There was one thing that I got upset about that I couldn't help, and I had to just go ahead and be like, this is stupid. Why are they doing this? Which we'll get there again.
So the real question will be, is this book worth the $9.99 price that it is? We'll get it there. We are also going to talk about Spider-Man again, not Ultimate Spider-Man this time, because we are done talking about that.
We're done. It's dead. It's dead.
We are going to talk about the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer.
Yes.
Which was... You'll just have to listen to the rest.
Interesting. Whoa. I'm like kicking my feet. I'm like, there's so much to talk about.
And then finally, in case you aren't already, but hopefully you are, you're following us on Instagram at Comic Nation 1776. And we put up a poll probably about a week ago, I guess, on whether or not you guys wanted us to review the first couple of episodes of Invincible Season 4. Mm-hmm. And with overwhelming majority, I mean overwhelming.
What was the poll? What was did you have an exact? I think it was like 100 to 10.
No.
Was
it
not?
Tripled. That.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, did I just overshoot it?
Like 300 plus in favor of let's hear it, and 10 being like, no, we don't want to hear it.
No.
You guys suck.
Well, we're doing it anyway.
Yeah, we're doing it because that's what you guys wanted to hear.
Cool. I'm very excited.
Oh, yeah.
And also, all of because you got a lot more followers.
Yes.
You got how many more?
About 1,600 more.
That's awesome.
Since we've come back.
So, awesome. Great work there. He's been keeping the account updated. Do you want us to talk about the little thing that happened yesterday that was really, really cool?
Yeah. So this week we've had some really cool stuff. If you guys have checked out the Instagram, you will see that we recently did a post on the success of Absolute Batman. Because every episode, man, we've been talking about how good Absolute Batman is. So I wanted to put our thoughts into the post. And we had Frank Martin, the colorist, repost our post. We had Nick Dragata, the artist, comment.
Yep.
Actually, you DM'd Nick Dragata.
He shared the story he shared the post on his story, and I was like, I'm gonna text him just because why not? Whatever.
Yeah.
And I just said hey, we actually have a podcast called Beyond the Pool List. We'd love you to check it out. Every time a new book drops, we talk about it, and we are loving it. So just wanted to throw that out there. And he gave me a thumbs up, and he said, thanks for the kind words. And I said, also, if you're in Tennessee, you will see us.
Yeah.
we will be there giving you our money.
And he replied, so that was awesome.
Yep.
We had Mark Brooks,
Yes.
a cover artist, like the post today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it has been exciting. And it's been incredible to see people comment trying to tag Scott Snyder.
Yes.
So, Scott Snyder, please.
I'm going to make you hash brown casserole. Come to my house.
I'm telling you, it will be worth it. That hash brown casserole is incredible. You don't even understand. We're gonna do a Beyond the Pool List cookbook in the future.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like, oh, welcome to Cooking with Beyond the Pool List. Today's recipe, venomous vegetables. And it's just like a venom face with like a carrot tongue, like. But thank you guys so much.
Exactly.
Every time that something gets shared or like we're getting followers or people are commenting, it makes us both so happy. We're so excited to see a lot of people contributing and messaging, and also your comments. We read all of them.
We
so
do.
Continue to comment. Like literally, we'll get comments, and Clayton will call me, and we'll just talk for like an hour and a half, reading the comments, just like chit chatting. So we love the engagement. We love that you guys are like pitching in, and we love that you guys love this. This means the world to us. So thank you guys so much, and keep your ears open because we're gonna keep going. We're not done yet.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
We're just getting started. But today is the sunny superhero day, is what I called it a while back, because we're doing Invincible, we're doing Spider-Man, and we're doing Superman, who are the three bright day, sunshiny. Well, maybe Invincible. Well,
his costume at least.
Yeah, his costume at least. Story and stuff going on, not so much. But we got a lot to talk about.
We do. But let's get into the big comic this week.
Yes.
The comic that I have been. The moment it was announced, I think I screamed louder than when my wife told me that she was pregnant. I'm just kidding. If my daughter listens to this in the future, I'm just kidding. That didn't actually happen.
She probably doesn't believe you.
No,
she's like, Dad would be more excited.
Yeah. She knows. So the Superman Spider-Man crossover,
Yes.
published by DC Comics and Marvel, of course, but this one was the one released by DC.
And there's another one. The Marvel one's coming out
Next month.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yes.
Okay.
So we read the issue, and we want to talk about our favorite stories, what we liked about this issue, and again, is it worth the $9.99 price?
Yes, because this is a very... I don't know how I feel about it. We ranked the stories. We both have our own ranking of each story. I guess do we want to go in order of stories, or do we want to just go through our rank as we tell the stories?
Well, let's rank the stories. But first, I want to just shout out all the artists who worked on this.
Yes.
Every single cover, every interior work is incredible. There's no bad art associated with this.
There's not.
I am hope-pilled after this.
Yeah. Did you just get the one cover, or did you get multiple?
I just got the Jorge Jimenez wraparound cover because I think that's just beautiful. But man, there is not a bad cover.
There's not. There's really not.
Which ones did you get?
I was looking at the DNA one.
Okay.
I don't know. Is it it's like where it's the blue background?
Yes.
And I almost bought it, but the main one I ordered was the Delato, because you got to have my black suit Spidey.
Right.
It's Superman in the black suit and Spider-Man in the black suit, and they look in the city. It's at night. It's so good. And I also couldn't help, because I'm a sucker for anything Clayton Crane puts out. I got the Crane variant as well, because it was a really cool cover. And Clayton doesn't do a lot of bright, happy art. Like, a lot of his stuff is dark, and like that's just his vibe. So getting something a little bit different from him is really cool.
We have to also have to shout out Clayton Crane, because there's not many Claytons out there. So
no,
we're
just him
in
and
the
you.
brotherhood.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's just you two. There's no other Claytons out there. Someone comments like, "Hey,
My name's Clayton.
my name's Clayton too." Oh, there's a third. What other variants did they do? They did Delato, Clayton Crane.
They did the Power Girl, and I think they did a Power Girl Punisher cover. They did a Power Girl Black Cat cover. I said all the guys are going to get that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They did. I think they have a couple of Venom. They have 2 Venom ones, or is that for the Marvel one?
I think that might be for the Marvel one.
Yeah, the Marvel one has multiple Venom Superman, which, of course, as me and Clayton always have talked about, Venom did beat Superman. Okay, I know.
Can I mute your mic?
I wish I had a boo button. I was like, we have buttons. Hang on, let me actually. Yeah, we have sound buttons now. So if I say something stupid about Spider-Man and MJ doing it again, we've got a button for it. I wish we had a.
That's a canon event for the Beyond the Pool.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. It's gonna be great. But they did a lot of cool variants for this. There was a lot of covers. It sucked because getting 2 of them is $20.
Right.
Well, 18, I guess. We'll tax 20 and beer bags and boards $1 or whatever. But yeah, let's go. I guess
let's get into it. So let's go ahead and rank them.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about what happens in each story and why we liked these stories and why we put them where we put them.
I tell you what. Let's do that.
Okay.
I was gonna say let's talk about the stories and then rank them, but let's just rank. Yeah. So we both said that our number 1 story. So first of all, there's 8 stories in this book. There's 8 mini stories in this book, which is a lot.
There is a lot.
Yes, and so Clayton, you know what? You're excited. I'm gonna let you take the lead on this.
Okay.
I want you're jumping up and down.
Yes,
Let's do it.
I'm vibing, man. Okay, so I put the main story as number 1.
Me too.
I think that was the best story.
Yeah.
Probably because it was the main story.
Yes.
But anyways, it's number 1 for me. I put my second favorite story. Well, do you want to go your favorite story too?
Mine was also number 1.
Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
we were both number 1.
So for number 2 for me, I did the Jonathan Kent and the Ben Parker story. That's
Okay.
number 2 for me.
I did Spider-Boy and Spider-Man 2099.
Okay. My third favorite is the Lois Lane Mary Jane story.
Okay. Mine was Punisher and Power Girl.
Okay.
Which also got my biggest negative reaction, which I'm sure hearing that you know exactly what it is, but we'll get there in a minute.
Yes. Then number 4 is Superboy and Spider-Man 2099.
4 for me was Lois Lane and Mary Jane.
Okay. Number 5 is Superboy Prime and Amazing Spider-Man.
Mine was also number 5.
Okay. Number 6 is Punisher and Power Girl.
6 for me was Jonathan Kent and Ben Parker.
Okay.
You're like, that's wrong.
Yeah. Number 7 is I think technically titled Truth, but it is the J. Jonah Jameson versus Lois Lane debate.
That was my number 7 as well. And unfortunately, our number 8 was Jimmy Olsen and Carnage.
Yes.
Which, okay, we'll get into that.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
So main story. Why did we put it at number 1?
I put it as number 1 because it's classic Superman, Spider-Man.
Right.
This is the story that we came here for.
Yes.
You know, we came here because we wanted to see Spider-Man and Superman fight a villain. Now, it did get the cliche of, which I didn't like this, that they kind of swapped their villains.
Yes.
Because that's what I feel like all Versus books do. It's like, oh, well, because one of my favorite collab stories is Spider-Man Batman.
Right.
And the villains are Joker and Carnage, and they do a thing where Spider-Man's fighting Joker and Batman's fighting Carnage, which, oh my gosh, that's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
But it felt like they redid that trope, and I was
Yeah.
like, I wish they'd have been like teaming up to fight the, you know what I mean?
Right,
or
right.
something else. But, but yeah.
You're exactly right. It is what we've waited 50 years for. We have waited for Superman and Spider-Man just to be together, just to give us inspiration and give us hope. And I put it as number 1 because it was a feel-good story.
Yeah.
It was one of those stories that if you're having a bad day, you should definitely come to.
Right.
And it just was kind of fun to watch them interact again.
Mm-hmm.
And I really felt like this story gave Clark Kent like an older brother vibe with
It
Peter
did.
Parker.
Yeah.
There was a few lines from Peter Parker where I kind of rolled my eyes because I'm like, we're still doing the man-child thing with Peter Parker.
Yeah. I kind of had the same. Yeah.
But overall, though, I mean, we have to kind of preference this right now, is that there really wasn't a bad story. There were some that were like, they're okay.
Yeah.
But there's not necessarily a bad one.
I don't think there's I don't have a problem. Like, I have problems with stories. I don't think there's I agree with you. I don't think there's a bad story, but I think I'm going to save this opinion.
Okay.
I'm going to wait.
All right,
because I have my overall opinion for the book. I have an overall opinion.
And we're going to get into that.
Yeah, I think once we do Jimmy Olsen and Carnage and we finish these, I think the whole book as a whole is well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So why did you have your number 2 as what you did?
So my number 2, it says Spider Boy on our notes here.
Oh, man, I can't type.
It's okay. Oh no, we have notes. Superboy and Spider-Man 2099. I picked it because when I was reading it, first of all, I didn't expect a Spider-Man 2099 story in here. So that was really cool. The art's really good. I love the art for this. But as I was reading it, I've actually vocalized. I was like, I think I know what's about to happen.
Yeah?
And if it is, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And it was Batman Beyond
Yes.
coming in, and like getting that was amazing. But
You made a good point, and sorry for cutting you off.
No, go ahead.
You said in your head you hear a certain voice actor for
2099.
2099.
I'm going back and forth between like if you've ever played Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, let me pull up his really
you're good.
fast.
So while you
it
do
should be
that,
right here.
So you were talking about you have a voice for Spider-Man 2099. You have a voice for Batman Beyond.
Yes.
But one thing we didn't talk about is obviously Batman Beyond is talking to Bruce Wayne in this. And regardless, you hear Kevin Conroy as even old Batman.
I was about to say Kevin Conroy was definitely
undisputed voice actor right there for Batman.
So here's the thing with Spider-Man 29 is I have two voice actors that I was like, the one I hear is Dan Gilvezan. Is that how you pronounce it? It's from Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. If you ever played Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, that was the voice actor of 2099.
Yeah.
And that's who I just automatically hear for 2099 forever. I was trying to hear Oscar Isaac because of the new 2099 because I love 2099 in Across the Spider-Verse. But every time I'm listening, I just keep going back to that Shattered Dimensions voice, and that's just who I hear.
Yeah,
I can't help it. It's just but seeing Batman Beyond, and I made this point. I was like, the thing is that was not Spider-Man, Superman. That was Spider-Man and Batman Beyond.
Yes.
And like I can see why you don't like that because
because it's a Superman. It's supposed to be a Superman Spider-Man story, so it's supposed to be Superman Spider-Man. And I made this comment while you were reading the book that to me it felt like I think it was Sean Gordon Murphy who did this story, but I could be totally wrong there. That he wanted to do a Batman Beyond and Spider-Man 2099 story.
And this was his excuse to do it.
Yes.
And, I agree.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, well, Superman's here. All right, go away.
Yeah, Superman, and I'm not like, I'm more of a Batman fan than a Superman fan. So like, for me, I was like, this was great. I was tempted to put it at number 1, but I just, I was like, when I read it, I was like, that's definitely my favorite out of all of them so far. But I needed natural Spider-Man, like OG Spidey and OG Superman.
Yes.
That had to have number 1. Because that was what I came here for.
Yes.
But this was something I didn't come here for that I got that I was like, whoa. So definitely my number 2.
Okay.
What was your number 2? Your number 2
My
was...
number 2, I'll go ahead and put it down here that my Superboy and Spider-Man 2999 was my number 4. Mm-hmm. And my list is really flexible.
Yeah, mine is too. Yeah.
But anyways, my number 2 was Jonathan Kent and Ben Parker's story.
Okay.
And in this story, it's Superman and Spider-Man. You don't see them, but they're talking about their upbringings. They're talking about the people who shaped them.
Yeah.
And in the story, you see Ben, who's traveling through Kansas at the time. There's a tornado, and he and Jonathan end up saving some little kids and just kind of having a small little moment. And they don't realize it at this time because they're both still young at this point.
Right.
But they're about to raise the two most inspirational heroes of all time, and that's what they're talking about: Superman and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you see them together, and I think that is probably my favorite panel from this whole book. Is that last one of them just like flying off together? Well, Spider-Man swinging by, but
yeah.
I think that's and that's the artist who does Absolute Superman, by the way.
Really?
Rafa Sandoval.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so if you like the art for that book, you might want to hop on Absolute.
I click it. I see it now. I put. Let's see here.
We're on number 2. Jonathan Kent and Ben Parker.
So that was my number 6, and the only reason was because it was really hard to rank these. I liked it, but I don't know if I should because
go ahead.
The problem, like, I don't want to say the whole.
No, okay. Let's just save it.
Okay, okay.
Let's just save it.
It's a good story because I love. I will talk about what I do like. It talks about them two who were superheroes talking about the people who inspired them that are just two guys.
Just ordinary
There's
guys.
two guys who are good at heart that are, they're very selfless and they're willing to put themselves in danger to save people just because that's what they have to do as men. And I think that's really cool. And it's cool that superheroes are looking on just two ordinary guys. I mean, of course, they're their uncles,
right.
But like,
this could get really deep if we really wanted to, but it really showed the importance of a good dad.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go there because that's just going to be a conversation that we would get really deep into. But I think that shows the importance of what it means to be a good dad.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of dad I hope that I will be
I
one day.
think you got it. Funny enough, Clayton texted me the other day, and he was like, because Gabriella, his wife, is getting a little close to pregnancy,
very close,
and he was like, "It's hitting me." Because one of the questions I asked him was like, "Does it not like dawn on? Like, does it not freak you out at all?" And he's like, "Oh no, not yet." Well, he texted me, and he's like, as I'm like cleaning up a leak in my basement, he's like, "I'm freaking out! I'm freaking out! It's time."
We are basically a month away.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's when it hit me, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a dad, Paul.
Yeah.
You don't understand. I'm about to be a dad.
So this could also be the last Superman Spider-Man crossover that comes out before.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Well, never
Hey,
know.
if the other one comes out and you're in the hospital, I'll grab it and bring it to you.
I appreciate it. That's and
We'll
that
make it happen.
because that's what heroes do.
That's what heroes do. You're right.
all right. Story number 3.
Story number 3. For me, my third was Punisher and Power Girl,
Okay.
which is definitely not what I expected.
It's not what I expected either.
Yeah.
Honestly. Well, let's just go ahead and talk about it. Punisher and Power Girl for me was story number 6.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I liked it. It wasn't bad, and you have a good point there. They have good chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry is very opposite.
Yeah.
And I think that's cute because I've never seen Punisher fall in, like, I've never seen a
love?
girl. I mean, I don't know if he necessarily fell in love, but he was like chuckling
Right.
at the giddiness of being on a date.
Yeah.
You know, and I've never seen that out of the Punisher, and it was just kind of like one of those books that was like, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not
you
bad.
know, like, I dig it. Tell me what you liked about it
Well, I
before I tell you what I did like about it.
well, what you didn't like is also what I didn't like about the story. But I'll tell you what I did like. I like the same thing. It was a cute little issue, and you didn't expect that. And when I was flipping through, because I hadn't looked at what stories were going to be in this,
Yeah.
I was just main Superman Spider-Man story. That's all I cared about.
Yeah.
And so I flipped through it before I read it, and I came across that. And I'm like, this is a weird combination.
It is. Yeah.
Why would they do this? And like the first page of them together, it says Punisher and Power Girl go on a date. I thought, what in the world are we about to see here? So I read it, and it was just a cute dynamic, and
Yeah.
it shows that the Punisher has a heart, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
and so that was nice.
Yeah.
But in those very first panels of this story, there is a moment that I really thought we're about to go heavily downhill. And you and I had the same exact reaction to reading this panel. And it is...
It's slamming your hands on the table and saying, "Are you freaking kidding me? What Marvel? Stop. They put freaking Paul Rabin in it.
the worst Marvel character.
Yes. Yeah.
Paul can't even get words because he hates this character
Power
so
Girl
much.
is going on a date to this place, and I guess it's like, is this
villain
a
bar?
villain bar?
Yeah.
Why would Paul take a? I'm not even gonna go there. But my thing is that she walks in, and of course it's Paul there, being all awkward, and being like, "Oh hey, like I met you on whatever the dating site was, off-brand Tinder,
Yeah.
and I'm so excited to sit here and go on a date, and like, well, I'm having all these problems, and you know, but oh gosh, you're so pretty," and she's like, "I would rather be fighting
Dark side.
than be on this date," and my thing is, right, I'm gonna go on a rant. Why is the Spider-Man office so intent on putting Paul in everything?
Yeah.
Why? There's no need in it. Like, no one likes this character, Clayton.
And they even make a note of that in this.
Yeah,
he's like,
and he's like,
I'm
yeah.
really a nice guy, but
no one likes me
no
for
one
some
likes me.
reason. And it's like, because you're dating Peter's wife. Like, again, Peter should be married to MJ, and Paul should be gone. I don't care where he's at. Put him anywhere. Just get him out of Peter Parker and quit it. Like,
Yeah.
stop it. You know, I don't understand why the Spider-Man office feels the need to put him in everything. Nobody wants him in these books. Nobody wants him in this. Nobody wants him in Venom. Nobody wants him in Spider-Man. Just get rid of him. He's a character that is nothing. And literally, the whole purpose of his character is to just be shit on.
Yeah.
It's just a character that's like, hey, I suck. Make fun of me. That's literally the only purpose. And it's just like, it's like Marvel's keeping him around just because they're like, oh yeah, everybody hates him. Keep putting him in the book. It's
Right.
funny. Like, it's rage bait.
Yeah.
It's just It's so unnecessary. I hate giving this book number 3. The only reason I gave it the 3rd place was because I was like, oh, the Punisher Power Girl was really cute, and I really liked that. But Paul, get him out of here.
Yeah.
And I hate that because my name is Paul.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, we made a comment before we started recording that Paul's only purpose is to cuckold Peter Parker.
His purpose,
his existence. His existence is literally the phrase robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Literally. Yeah, it's literally that's the only purpose is so Mary Jane has somebody there. Yeah. And the fans hate him and Marvel knows that and they're like, "Oh, well how can we keep the fans hating this guy? We want the hate to still be there." I guess because cuz like I remember in the Venom issue where MJ and Paul broke up, it was a big thing because it was like, oh, well, like everybody was talking about it, being like, oh, everything's great. They broke up. But that's what Marvel wants. They want people to buy these books because it's like, oh, finally, like they're breaking up. But then Paul's still in the book and him and MJ are still living together and they're still talking. It's weird. It's stupid. I'm tired of this.
Get this character out of here.
No one likes him. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's all I got to say about that.
Was that story number 3?
For me, it was number 3.
Okay,
so I'm starting to reconsider it again.
Yeah,
reconsider that it shouldn't be because I hate Paul that he's in it. But again, it was just like what I said to Clayton was that they all were sitting down, like the Spider-Man team, the Superman team, and the Marvel head and the DC head are all sitting at a table, and the guy at the Spider-Man side's like, "Well, we have this character. We really should put him in the book. His name's Paul. Everybody likes him, or at least in the office. Can we have him in here somewhere?" And they're like, "Yeah, put him in the Punisher Power Girl book. Like no one's just put him. I don't care." Right. Anyway, I'm done now. My rant's over.
Rant over. My 3rd favorite story was the Lois Lane and Mary Jane story, but I do have a problem with this story.
I do too.
So the good thing about this story is that it is drawn by Jim Lee, and Jim Lee does not do a whole lot of interiors, but Jim Lee's a great artist.
He's a great artist. That was the first thing I said when I opened it. It was like, oh, this is Jim Lee. Oh, this is some good art.
However, this begs the debate: does good art override a bad to decent story? And that's kind of what this is. And I think that might be why this story ends up becoming my 3rd favorite, because Jim Lee's art alone. Mm-hmm. But there are good moments here, and it's really a Sentinel has attacked. We don't know why. We don't know who or what reason, but it's on a bridge. And Mary Jane and Lois Lane are, I guess, damsels in distress.
Not, I mean,
kind of,
not really.
Not really,
they're like talking through it, and they're like they're in a bus that's dangling from the bridge, and they're like, "Girl, you've been here before." She's like, "Mm-hmm." Like this is normal for me. Oh, did you die? Oh, I've died a couple times. How about you? Oh, yeah, Like they're just which is cute. I mean, it's like a cute girl.
Yeah, and it is because I guess it's the only hope that we've had that Peter Parker and Mary Jane might be married somewhere out there in the multiverse.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's the only thing we'll get.
But so I guess there's that. But my biggest flaw with this story is, and if you're going to do a story about Lois Lane and Mary Jane, like you kind of have to make Superman and Spider-Man background characters.
And that's fine.
That's fine. That's understandable. And it's okay to have a story focused around their significant others.
Right.
But the problem is that Superman and Spider-Man are so sidelined in this story that a C-list character steals their spotlight and destroys the Sentinel that neither one of them could do. And this C-list character is freaking Gambit.
Yes, and he gets a freaking splash page.
Yes.
A 2-page splash panel. They turn it's a page turn, and it's this amazing artwork. And the first thing I said was, oh, so Jim Lee does a Gambit. I guess Jim Lee really wanted to draw Gambit this time.
Yeah, I think Jim Lee's like, oh, I haven't drawn the X-Men in 30 years.
Yeah.
What's the first thing I want to do? I want to do Gambit.
Yeah, so
it's the only, and if I remember correctly, there's only 2 splash pages in this whole book. The first one is in the main story, and the second one is the Gambit.
Is that? I'm trying to think if there's any more.
I think it's the only splash page.
Yeah.
Where it's on both pages. Because there is one page, especially in the Jonathan Kent Ben Parker story, where it is the full page. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I think those are the only 2. Yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, it's a full splash page of Gambit looks badass. Yeah. But it's like, this is a Spider-Man Superman book. Why isn't Jim Lee drawing Spider-Man and Superman looking awesome?
Yes.
Like why isn't there some big splash of them taking down the Sentinel that looks super sick?
Right.
That's what we all want. Not Gambit. Oh,
No.
oh man, I hope Gambit gets his splash. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
Thanks, Jim Lee.
So moving on, story number 4.
That was your third, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was my third.
For me, my fourth was that Spider-Man
Okay.
Lois Lane.
So
that
my
worked, yeah.
fourth was the Superboy and Spider-Man 2999. So we've talked about
We
those.
talked about that. Yep.
So moving
Why?
on.
Why was that your fourth? Do you want to dive? Is it just because Superman was kind of sideless?
Superman was kind of sidelined. It really was more of a Batman Beyond Spider-Man 2099 story.
Why was he skinny? Superman was very skinny.
Because so there's a Silver Age series where Superboy, Superman, while he's young, he travels into the future with the Legion of Superheroes. There's an old cartoon about this. But Superman travels into the future and he joins the League of Superheroes for a little bit. He goes on adventures with them, and really it's a Silver Age thing because they were big on time travel and future stuff at the time.
Yeah.
So that's it, because it's just a futuristic story. So that's why he ended up as Superboy in this story.
I got it. Yeah.
So really not a Superboy story, not a Superman story, but a Spider-Man 2099 and Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
So that's why it gets down there.
So that was your.
That was number 4 for me.
That was number 4 for you. Okay, and mine was Lois Lane, Mary Jane.
Right. Number
5 was Superboy Prime and Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay, so both of us have this as number 5.
Yeah, we both have it as 5. Okay.
Let me ask you why. Why is it number 5 for you?
So first of all, I like the story premise. I think it's really cool that it's all like a fourth wall break, and I didn't even know much about Superboy until you told me, because I was like, oh, okay, so he's a fourth wall breaking character, and I think that's cool because he there's some great quotes in this book.
Yes, there is.
There's the one where it's like, your entire life story is in a long box in my attic. That's such a cool line. Like that's such a great line. And then like there was another one.
Bruh.
Maybe it was in a yeah, bruh. Like he's got to take the L.
Yeah.
But the only reason was because this also falls into the category of why a lot of these stories didn't get me.
To be continued.
To be continued, which I think we both we haven't
Yes.
we don't know. I don't know if we agree, but I think we agree.
I think we do.
It falls into that, and also it's a lot going on. It once they kind of get to the who's the guy that they're fighting in
High Evolutionary.
The High Evolutionary. Once they run into him, it's just kind of like all over the place, and I kind of got lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of got lost right there.
And for me, I don't know why High Evolutionary is the main villain between we're going to call them multiverses. It's comic books. And because Superboy Prime is like stuck in this universe where he can only go between comic books, he can't go outside of comic books.
Yeah.
Kind of, and High Evolutionary for some reason is the villain, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Because High Evolutionary is more focused on, evolution. And why is he in, let's say, like a blank space? Because I guess that's a bad choice of words, but like in between multiverses. Why is he there? He has nothing to do with multiverse stuff. So that was my problem, but you're right. So it's cool when it begins, and the art is great for that story.
He's got the black suit. I love that he's got the. I don't know if it's the symbiote or if it's.
I think it's just the cloth one.
Okay, yeah, because he was talking to it, and Spider-Man's like, "Why are you talking to it?" Yeah, because. But I wish it was the symbiote because it'd have been like, "Oh, you don't know yet,"
right?
And he's like, "No, what? You'll figure it out."
Right.
Like, like that would have been cool, but
Yeah, because Superboy Prime, I was telling Paul, in case you're not familiar with, Superboy Prime got sucked in. He's from our world where there are no superheroes and we just read about their lives in comic books.
Yeah.
And he gets sucked into a comic book, and I can't remember exactly how, so maybe somebody in the comment section somewhere on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen, can comment and correct us. But he gets sucked into a comic book, and his name's Clark Kent, so he ends up getting the powers of Superman in this comic book universe. So he can also break the fourth wall because he knows he's in a comic book.
Right.
But my point with that is to say it gets messy. It really does. And for people who like you who don't know who Superboy Prime is, that can get confusing. Like, why are they jumping between comic books? Cool fourth wall moment. Cool tie back to the 80s when both of these characters were cool, but why? Yeah. So it was just a mid story. It's just it's mid. And there was a lot of like modern day slang in this story.
Yeah, because he says like he's saying bruh a lot. He says like take the L.
Yeah.
He says something else that was like, oh, so like this is for the kids nowadays.
Yeah.
We're too
And
old
I don't
for
like when comics do that.
I don't either.
I don't like brain rot in my comics.
But also, like, did our books kind of have that? Like, did the original Ultimate Spider-Man kind of have that? Because I remember, like, you read it and you see, like, Hanky Panky and, like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. Like, I think we're getting older, Clayton. I think we're getting old.
Man, I don't want to talk about
The
this because I'm getting close to 30.
Yeah, and you're about to have a baby. the owner of the comic book store we both shop at, like, when I go in there and I'm complaining about how much I hate Venom, she's like, yeah, that's what she's like, oh, you're getting old. And I'm like, what does that mean? She's like, well, usually when you get older, you start going, no, the comics ain't just like how they used to be. And I'm like, dang it, I'm getting old.
Diana, if you're listening, you have a point.
You got a point. Yeah,
I never wanted to admit that you have a point, but you have a point.
You have a point. Point for Diana.
Ding. All right, so moving on. Story number 6 for me is Punisher and Power Girl.
For me, it was Jonathan Kent and Ben Parker.
Okay, we already talked about both of these.
We talked about both of those, yep.
Story number 7.
JJ versus
LL.
LL.
J. Jonah Jameson versus Lois Lane. It was number 7 for me because it's not a high action issue, and it's really just the debate on... It's really Lois Lane asking J. Jonah Jameson, why don't you like Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's literally... And he's like, because he's a menace. And she's like... It's because he's wearing the mask, isn't he? Well, because he's like talking great about the Fantastic Four and like Captain America,
Wonder Woman, even Superman.
And he's just like, well, Spider-Man's a menace because we print good print.
Yeah.
And I think the art's great. There's a panel of Spider-Man hanging. He's in the studio, upside down in the lights, and I read that and I saw that art and I was like, man, Spider-Man looks so good.
Yeah.
I wish he was like fighting people, but he wasn't.
Yeah, and this goes back to our Ultimate Spider-Man conversation, but not tying it back too much because I don't want to talk about that book. But like dialogue needs to progress the story, and it does here. Mm-hmm. So like the dialogue does serve a purpose. It is good here. It's just this is going to tie into a future conversation here in just a minute when we finish out our rankings.
Yeah, we agree. We agree.
Okay.
I'm excited.
So our final story, number 8, our least favorite story on both
Jimmy
ends.
Olsen and Carnage.
Well, you want to say why you didn't like it? Why it was your least favorite?
Why? Why did they do it? What is the point of this? Because it's Jimmy Olsen at the Daily Bugle, and there's some guy dead on the couch. I'm saying he's dead because he's literally in the beginning of the book and the end of the book. He's just laying there like sleeping, and it's like at first he's like, oh, it's just some guy. He's heard all this before, and then by the end of the book you're like, oh no, he's dead. Didn't notice that, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Maybe
it's like because Matt Fraction wrote this story. Maybe it's like a meta joke about something we just don't understand.
Maybe it could be like
Matt
an inside.
Fraction.
Yeah, maybe he's just like
he's bored by his own story.
But Jimmy Olsen, he's like, well, I got to take pictures of the Spider-Man guy for J. Jonah Jameson. I don't know what I'm like. What does he even look like?
Yeah.
And like, but he calls him Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Peter is like, no, and he's got like Mary Jane on one arm and Gwen on the other, or Black Cat.
I think that's Black Cat.
Yeah, which is weird.
Okay, again, Matt Fraction's story can sometimes be very meta, and I think that's a joke on how many girlfriends Peter Parker has had in the comics.
I get it.
But that's also not Peter Parker.
Yeah, he's not like a cool guy.
Yeah, he's not Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, he's not. And so the thing was that he's like, oh, he's red. Or no, MJ says he's gooey, he's red, and stringy, or he's stringy and he's red and he's. Yeah, something like that. And so they're like, Jimmy Olsen, don't say Spider-Man. It makes you look like a tourist. Also, don't go down any alleys. Well, the first thing he does is he goes down an alley because he sees gooey red everywhere, and there's like a severed foot in the alley. And who's in the alley? It's Carnage, which at first when I saw that cover, I was like, Jimmy Olsen and Carnage. That's a weird. I'm surprised I didn't buy that variant.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't either.
But I didn't like the art. The art was very minimalist.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, Like if it was like intense or like or if it was like Clayton Crane, like I'd be all over it. Probably might have even got a higher rating. I think the art really lowered the rating. But like he goes in the alleyway, Carnage cartoonly beats him up and almost kills him.
Yeah.
And then I guess he gets one final shot and then dies.
Yeah, because...
And Jameson's like, I love it. He got Spider-Man looking like an absolute monster. This is great. And it's like, but that's not Spider-Man. That's Carnage.
Yeah, and the Superman watch failing because it has to have a system update.
Yeah, it has to have a system update. And he's like, oh, fudge.
Yeah.
Oh, fudge.
And he dies.
And I didn't say fudge. Yeah, and then literally
Yeah.
Carnage kills him. The paper goes live, and the guy is still on the couch dead. And that's it.
That is it.
It's literally like, why?
Which brings us to our ultimate conversation.
Yeah,
that we've been waiting
I
for.
think, yeah. And again, we have not, like, I'm excited to
Not
talk to
talked
you about
about
this
this.
because I was like, I have a comment about the whole book as a whole, but I don't want to say it. And he goes, and you said,
Let's-
like, I do too.
Yeah, let's save it.
Well, we're going to say it now.
So let's say it.
So I think there's no need to have this many stories in the book because all of them are cut short.
All of them, yes, exactly. All of these stories suffer from being too short.
Yes.
And if even the main story, we both put it number one.
Mm-hmm.
It was longer than the rest of the stories.
Yeah.
But there's no time to flesh any of this out. There's no. If you wanted to do, honestly, people would buy if you did DC Marvel crossovers. You gave each one of these a 30-page comic.
Mm-hmm.
People would buy these issues.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
But especially scalpers who are like, this is going to be worth something one day.
It's gonna be worth something. We gotta buy it all and sell it.
But give each of these teams a full-length story to tell the story, and it would have been 10 times better. But that's the problem this book lacks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the same thing that when they did the Batman-Deadpool story, there was only one of those stories that really, I think, had time to flesh out in those, and it really would have helped each one of these to have more time to flesh out, because none of this should have been... I'm not asking for a full-on arc, though that would be amazing for
for something like this.
I would love that, but even a full one shot would really give this time to breathe.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think the first story should have been the whole book.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to have a jumbo-sized book, make it a bigger story.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any need to tell all of these stories because, again, the reason, Jonathan Kent and Ben Parker was your second story, it was my sixth because I don't know, it was cut short.
It was.
It was just like, okay, they're doing this thing, they save somebody, and it's over.
Yeah.
And then there's what is it? Like the Superboy Prime and Spider-Man. The first thing I said was, when it ended, I was like, oh, that's it?
Yep, you did.
That was literally the first thing I said. I was like, oh, it's over already.
Yeah.
It's just, as soon as the story starts to go somewhere, it literally
It
it
ends.
stops, like a train hitting a wall.
We can't go over that page count.
Yeah, we can't go over the page count. And, I just think that, stories like Jimmy Olsen and Carnage is not necessary.
No.
Like all these other stories are cool, but give us a Superman Spider-Man book and just be like, if I was in the office when they were making this, the first thing I would say is we don't need all these stories.
No.
We need maybe two.
Right.
You could have a small story at the very end, but keep this Superman Spider-Man because the rest of these stories are not Superman Spider-Man. It's like, it's Jonathan Kent and Ben Parker.
Right.
It's Lois Lane and Mary Jane, or it's alternate Spider-Man and alternate Superman, or another alternate Spider-Man, another alternate Superman. Well, what about Punisher and Power Girl? Which honestly, I liked that story and I rated it third. I'm kind of regretting that
Because of Paul.
Well, not only that, but because why Punisher and Power Girl?
Yeah.
They're just it's like they're more concerned with it kind of feels like Ultimate Spider-Man a little bit. They're concerned with all the other toys, but not the main toys that should be working
Right.
together, right?
Right.
It's like, well, what about this character and this character? How would these two characters interact? It's like, focus on how Spider-Man and Superman would interact,
Right.
and all the other characters can interact within their story.
You and I have that's a good way to put it. It's all your toys. But you and I have never sat down and had a conversation and said, man, what would Lois Lane and Mary Jane Watson do if they ever met each other?
Yeah.
We have always, if we've talked, it's always been, what would Spider-Man and Superman do if they met?
Yeah.
We've never said, man, one thing I really wish I had from DC and Marvel is a Jimmy Olsen Carnage story.
Yeah.
These are stories that nobody has ever asked. The Batman Beyond, the Spider-Man 2099.
That's what I've been asking for.
We have been asking for that.
I've been like,
So,
I want that. I want that
give
one.
that its own book.
Yeah.
But these other stories, nobody's ever. And I know that's the argument. Nobody asked for this.
Yeah.
But we didn't, and that doesn't mean that it can't be a good story if nobody asked for it.
Right.
But
the story we want is the story we got. You get it's like a one and done.
Right.
And it's like we could have spent the time reading all of these like, you know, 7 other stories. You get the first one, but then the other 7, it's like that could have been more of the first one, which we both liked a lot of. I don't know.
So since they've started doing these Marvel DC crossovers last year with Batman and Deadpool, they've done Batman and Deadpool, Deadpool and Batman. They've done a Flash and Fantastic Four that's only on digital.
Oh, I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah, and they did a Thor and Shazam that's also only on digital.
Okay, didn't know that either.
And then of course Superman, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And all of these stories suffer from being too short. And another problem I have with these stories is something that I remember reading in a comic a long time ago when they did the original crossovers, but I've not quite been able to find what issue it appears in. But they never explain. They just assume now that these characters live in the same universe.
Yeah, they're just like Spider-Man's all of a sudden in Metropolis. Right? Or Spider-Man 2099 is all of a sudden in Gotham 2099 or whatever year 2039 or whatever year it is. Yeah, it's like they're taking one person and just like throwing it in the other in their book, and then it's just like, yep, figure it out. You know?
And I wish if a story had more time to breathe, which I wish these did, you could explain why is this the same universe now? Is this an alternate universe where characters just exist in the same universe but have never interacted until this point? I find that hard to believe. And
like, I want to take a little side tangent for a minute because one of the books I sat out, we have all of our books are sitting around, is the Marvel Team Up Invincible Spider-Man.
Yes.
Real quick because like,
that's a crossover done right.
It was a crossover. Yeah, it was a very good crossover because it was Invincible. It's from his book where he goes into Spider-Man's universe, but in the Invincible book, it's just like one panel.
Right.
But this, it's like he's in there, the door closes, and Invincible's talking to Spider-Man like, hey, like, what's going on? And he helps Spider-Man out, and they kind of talk it out. But it's so good because it feels like it feels like they're welcoming Invincible into the universe, and he kind of fits in a little bit, but also doesn't. And they're kind of talking about stuff, and Spider-Man's like, well, you know, this is kind of how I look at being a hero. Like, that's what I feel like this should have been.
Yes,
right?
I agree.
And I would love to see, like, you know, Peter learn some stuff from Superman, but also Superman learn some stuff from Peter.
Right.
Like, I think that would be really cool. But, again, it was so rushed, and I hate that. Like, I hate that we're rushing it because, as I mentioned earlier, my favorite crossover is Spider-Man Batman because they do the little trope of, like, the villains swapping. But at the same time, you get to see the villains work together. And you actually see them, like, Carnage talks to Joker about like, oh, like, why are you doing all this nonsense? Like, just kill him and just be done with it.
Yeah.
You know, and then you see like Batman and Spider-Man kind of talk. It fleshes those moments out more that this book doesn't have time to do because it's so quick.
Right.
You know? So that's my opinion on it personally.
It is. And honestly, I guess the question is it worth $9.99?
You know, I think because we're getting, 8 stories?
Yeah.
That's almost $1 a story. $1 and some change a story. Fair. I mean, it's not bad. You know, when I compared this to Venom 200 because that was, $9.99 when it came out. Then that was
last year?
5 years ago?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a long time. Yeah, Venom 200 has been out for a long time. That was a long time ago. But it was like, you know, a big finale, and it was worth it, especially me who bought all 20 variants and spent $300 at the comic book store that day. Woo! But I don't. What do you think?
I give this book for all the hype it had, for all the excitement I had for it. I still love every cover. I give it a solid 7 out of 10.
Okay, I think
so. I say, would I pay $9.99 for it again? Probably not. Would I pay $5? Sure, I'll pay $5. But $10 can go a long way in today's world, kind of. It can buy you a gallon of milk, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's a third of my gas tank.
Yeah, it's a third of the gas, yeah.
So, yeah, I would pay $5 for it. I don't think I would pay $9.99 for it.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Because,
not bad, not great. Just okay.
Is it bad that I think the covers are better than the actual book?
Oh, I'm thinking that right now.
Like, we're both looking at our covers, and I'm just like, I'm getting more enjoyment looking at the cover art than I was actually reading the book.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
It is a let Delato do a inside story of just the black suit and
Superman in his black costume
suit.
coming back, and they're both kind of like a little bit darker.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, we're getting a part 2 to this.
We are, so maybe
With
the Marvel
Marvel.
version will be better. Maybe that hurt.
That
That
hurt to say,
hurt
didn't it?
saying because I think of what Marvel has done with Spider-Man so far, and I'm like, no, we are definitely. I'm going to put money on it now. We are definitely going to get Paul in that story somehow.
How much you want? What do you want to bet on it? Let's make it. Let's do something. We gotta.
I'll
for the
buy
show.
you dinner one night
Okay.
before we record. So whatever you want, anywhere from $10
if he's in it.
if he's in it. I'm betting that right now that he's going to be in it.
Okay. If.
I'll buy you dinner from wherever you
Well,
want.
but also we both agree that he's probably gonna be in it.
Oh,
I'll tell you
okay.
what. Okay, I'll throw you one too.
Okay.
If Venom, I think Venom and Superman are gonna get a story in Spider-Man's.
I could almost guarantee that.
Yeah. So if that's the case, I will buy you dinner. And if we're both right, then I guess we'll just buy each other dinner.
We'll just buy each other dinner and have a great time.
We'll go in and just get a big meal.
Yeah.
And we'll eat before the show and be like, oh, well, we were both right. Our bellies are so full.
Yeah, or yeah.
Or if neither one of them are in it, we just starve.
We just starve for a whole week.
Yeah.
I go home and my wife makes dinner and I'm like, I'm sorry, I lost a bet. I can't eat.
Yeah, Paul wasn't in the book. I can't eat. I'm sorry. And then Elise is like, hey, what do you want to do for dinner? Nothing. Venom wasn't in the book. I can't eat. But yeah, we'll get a part 2 to this, so hopefully that will be better. I mean, this was an exciting book. It was an exciting release. Are you disappointed at all with it? Because you seem like you're a little disappointed.
I'm really, really, really conflicted because there are great moments, and I wouldn't say I'm disappointed.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that because there are great moments, and I get to see these two characters interact again.
It's nice to see them interacting in a more modern comic.
Yes, because
you know,
again, the last one was 50 years ago, so it's still, I would say, Silver Age, kind of Bronze Age. So it's still let's check on what our heroes are doing at this moment.
yeah. Which was the Jimmy Olsen comic in this
Yes.
one, so we didn't escape that.
No, we didn't. But we got to see them interact in a modern setting. The art is incredible.
The art's very good. Very amazing art.
That's what we agree with. That's why I wanted to shout out the artists who worked on this because I think
Yeah.
every artist put in their A game.
Yeah.
So I'll give them that.
Yeah.
The stories I could if you would have given me just 3 of these stories, I think I would have still been happy.
And I don't think the stories are bad.
No, they're
I
not,
don't think
and
they're
that's what
bad.
we
You know,
agree
like
on.
the stories are interesting. Even the Mary Jane and Lois Lane. Like my big tiff with that issue is the fact that Gambit gets a freaking splash page.
Yes.
That's my big complaint.
That's
with
my
that.
big complaint
And
with
that they're and like honestly, I feel like. And I feel like a lot of our Instagram commenters are going to be like, wait a minute. I think if they were sitting down at a restaurant and having this conversation, I would have enjoyed it more. Is that bad? Because there's a variant cover of them too on a roof balcony talking. I think it would have been cooler if they... Okay, story idea, right?
Yeah.
What if they were sitting on the roof and they're having dinner and they're like and she's like and like they're either in New York. I think it'd be cool if they were in New York, right? To bring Superman to New York. And they're like, MJ's like, well, what brings you to New York? Well, Clark's got this thing going on, and or like she doesn't know, or she's not going to tell MJ that Superman is Clark, and they're both fighting a Sentinel or some big monster in the background, right? And everybody on this balcony gets up and leaves because they're terrified, but they're just sitting there like, you don't want to get up? No, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then like the last part of the story is like they've beat the monster in the background, and MJ's like, "Is that Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that Peter? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel like that would have been just it would have been more because for two characters like and again, commenters.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold your breath. Like. These two characters should be having a sit-down area with the battle in the background,
right?
Because we want to see their story and we want to see that for once and have that little entertainment in the background. But if they were all sitting down for a whole issue, but it's you're getting like a comedic view of it. Like you're seeing them fight, and then you see both girls realize like that's why we're so calm right now, and that's like because we're used to this. We know they're gonna win.
Right.
Everything's fine. I don't know. I would have preferred that.
I would have preferred that too, but I would have twisted the story just a little bit, and that they've actually known each other, and they're actually friends.
Okay.
And that they're like, so how you been? Oh, I've been good. Survived like another crisis, and you know, like they know, and it feels like they definitely know each other in this.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But they also don't ever hint at like, it's just, oh, I've been through another crisis lately.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
me
like,
too.
Did you die? Yep, I died. What about you? Oh, of course, girl.
Right.
You know, yeah. And
but your story is great too. And
I think like that would be cool too.
Yeah.
Like maybe like the Superman thing is the surprise, and then like that could be like the halfway point of the book, and then the rest of the book they could be talking like, so how do you deal with this? Like when he leaves in the middle of a date, like does that not bother you? Yeah, it does bother me, but also like those moments, you know.
And there was a mention in that story
we should write a book.
We should. We just need an artist. So if you're an aspiring artist out there,
hey Nick, Dragata, can you hit us up and you draw our book? We're still working on. We're working on it right now.
Brainstorming.
Yeah, we're brainstorming.
But Nick Dragata's like, no, I shall steal this and pitch this for the next crossover. No, it's all right. I don't think you do that, Nick Dragata.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But anyways, they hinted at like having kids and like what's it like being married and being a superhero. They hinted at that in the story.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not disappointed. Are you disappointed?
I'm not. I am disappointed in Marvel just because it's like, or whoever. Well, I guess this is DC more, right?
This is DC more.
DC more.
But
well,
they had to collaborate.
I'm disappointed that they cut all the stories short. Yeah. You know, that's what I'm the most disappointed.
Me too.
But you know, we got Superman, Spider-Man. I think that's really cool. The covers are great. I keep staring at the Clayton Crane cover. Like when I meet him, because I've met him.
You met him several times.
I've met him like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
I met him a lot. If I see him again, this is definitely a cover I'll get him to sign.
Yeah.
Because I've never got him to sign something cool like this.
Right.
Like this reminds me a lot of the Punisher Iron War Machine cover.
Because it's bright, hopeful
it's
that
bright,
you don't
red,
see.
white, and blue.
Yeah.
You know.
It reminds me of the cover he did with Spider-Man with the American flag draped around his back.
Oh, that's such a cool cover. That's a hard
Carnage
cover to get. Yeah. You can't get that freaking thing anywhere.
No.
Yeah, the Carnage one you can, but the Spider-Man one, no.
So, speaking of Spider-Man.
Superman, Spider-Man. Oh, yes. Ooh.
Even better Spider-Man content.
Yes.
Let's talk about the trailer, the brand new day trailer.
Brand new day trailer.
I led with Superman, Spider-Man, so you lead with this one.
Okay, so first of all, I'm really excited about this trailer. I want to talk about the cinematography first.
Oh, yeah.
The cinematography on this trailer is insane. It's so good. You get I love the shot. My favorite shot so far is the inside the mask.
Inside the mask.
When you see his eye.
Dude, let me just say this real quick about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody I have talked to about the trailer, everybody, whether they're a hardcore superhero fan or not, like my dad, he just likes the movies. He's read a few comic books here and there, but like never been out as hardcore into it as I am.
Yeah.
The first thing he said to me was that shot inside the mask.
Yeah.
Like everybody is talking about that shot because that is incredible. We've never seen that.
We've never seen a shot like that before. And I love the one of the things I love is I love that we're getting a more cloudy day type vibe in the city. Right? You can tell like Peter's, you know, he's checking their Instagram profile and they're talking about how excited they are to go to MIT, and MJ's and Ned says to MJ like, pretend like you've never been happier in your life, and she's like, I can't, you know. And it's like, oh, because you know she doesn't remember Peter, and he closes his phone and he puts the mask on and then he just drops off the building. And it's just like, got to go back to being Spider-Man, you know. And this, I hope this movie does what the previous Home trilogy movies didn't do, because in Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man was very excited. He was always just like wanting to be Spider-Man.
Right.
Spider-Man Far From Home, he wasn't. He was like wanting to go on vacation. He's like, I don't really want to do Spider-Man stuff right now. I don't really want to do it. And like then Spider-Man No Way Home, he was so focused on getting into college, and he did the Spider-Man stuff, but it wasn't, you know. Yeah. This is like he's leaning on being Spider-Man more. That's right. That's all he has, and he's just like, okay, I got to put the mask on. Like, let me go swing and take my thoughts off all this. I'm so excited to see that. Yeah, we're getting Frank Castle as the Punisher.
Yes, looks good.
We're getting Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. Now, my friend Justin, he gave me a really good opinion on this. He said, I don't like that Hulk's there. That should be Dr. Connors. And when he said that, I was like, I agree. You know, I think that would have been way cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But
Because the reason he's there is because Sony has that deal in the contract where they have to include an Avengers character in every Spider-Man film. Did you know
really,
that?
I did not know
In
that.
their contract, they have to. That's why every movie, Iron Man was in Homecoming, Nick Fury was in Far From Home, Doctor Strange was in No Way Home, and now Bruce Banner.
You just blew my mind.
Yeah,
I didn't
they
know
in their
that.
contract, Marvel says that, or it's either Sony or Marvel. I don't know who made the deal.
Yeah.
But for Marvel to make the movies, they have to include one mainline Avenger character in every film. I don't agree with that.
No.
I think, like, as a main character, that's why, like, Doctor Strange has a pivotal, like, all those characters have pivotal roles in all the movies. It can't just be like oh yeah, I'm Bruce Banner, yeah, you're transforming, and that's
Yeah.
it. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No. I was going to say, well, I guess Punisher counts too. But because they've talked more about Punisher being in the film than they have the Hulk. So I really think Bruce Banner will have a small role, and I think the Punisher will have a much bigger role.
I hope. I would rather see him have a bigger role than Hulk. And if it's Hulk, I don't want Smart Hulk. I want Monster Hulk.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see. Yeah, I'm ready to see Rage Out Hulk because, I just.
But unfortunately, I think we are going to get Professor Hulk again.
Yeah, probably. I noticed he's got the thing on his hand that lets him transform. He wore in She-Hulk, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Because he can transform with that thing.
Right. So I think we're going to get Professor Hulk because I think they're going to do the panel where Hulk remembers that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, but Bruce Banner does not.
Well, but also when he's Professor Hulk, he's not a different personality. He's still Bruce Banner.
That's true. But in the panel, Hulk does remember.
Yeah,
Hulk
I've seen
is
that
smart,
comic panel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool, and I hope that we get Monster.
I'd rather we have Monster Hulk.
Yeah, I don't like Professor Hulk.
No.
Something we are getting though, in terms of monstrosity, is we're doing the Spider-Man story, The Other, and if you are not familiar with this storyline, this is where Spider-Man's powers begin to mutate.
Yes.
And he begins to wake up in a cocoon, and he's like, "What's happening?" And he doesn't need his web shooters anymore. He's got natural webbing. Are we getting back into the Sam Raimi films? No, my friend. We are getting Man Spider, which I'm very excited to see because I have never thought we would. I never even put that to like put that in the movie
Top
box.
10, no.
It was just like that was a story that I never. It's one of my favorite stories because that's a great arc is when he turns into Man Spider, but it was an arc that I never was like, oh, this would be a cool movie.
Right.
It's just like oh, this is the arc,
But that brings into view that this Spider-Man movie seems very comic accurate.
Yes.
Like we're pulling straight from Spider-Man covers.
Yes, we get the Amazing Fantasy 15 shot. We get the boomerang. I don't know what issue that is.
I don't know what issue that is.
I think I have that issue.
Really?
I might have that. I don't know. And
That probably just shot up in value.
I don't have the Tarantula one.
Okay.
That's the first appearance of Tarantula.
Yeah.
It's that cover. But those cover shots are really cool.
Right. Oh yeah,
I'm so glad we're getting those.
They're amazing.
They are amazing.
Some might even say, some might even say ultimate.
Oh
no, not that one.
We hate the book. But I think it would be really cool. And what's really funny is that me and my girlfriend watched the trailer. And real quick, I told her, I was like, I'm going to bet. Because there's a shot which you didn't notice that I noticed. I don't know if this is like a CGI change thing or if I just am looking at it weird. When he's in the cocoon, you get a first-person shot of him opening the cocoon.
Yes.
His left hand, which
Yes.
if you're looking at him, it's his right hand, is black.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if he's already mutating and his hand is becoming like, if he's just like getting his skin's changing color, right? Like he's like, what's wrong with my hand, and that's like a beginning part of the mutation or something. And of course, I told Elise, I was like, I'm gonna bet like in the next week we're already gonna get people going, they're doing Venom, they're doing the Venom story, they're doing the black suit, and by God, that's all I'm seeing on social media. Yes, that's all I'm seeing, and I wish I'd actually gambled on it because then I'd have won a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing that. I don't think so. I don't think they are at all.
We talked about that though.
We did.
You called me.
We
you
did.
Called me. Dude. Never mind.
I called you because I was like, did you see his hand? His hand's black, and you're like, oh, is it the symbiote? And I was like, no, he's definitely mutating.
You idiot.
But I hope. Like, what I would really like is if he's starting to get in. I don't know if there's a guy hitting on MJ in the trailer. If that's Paul, it better not be Marvel. Don't you do it.
I would.
Get it back off.
I would pay money almost just to see it, Paul, to see all the comic fans go, this guy again.
Get him out of here. I wish I had a boo button so bad. We're gonna have to, when we get our own, we're gonna have to put a boo button on here. We're gonna be a laugh track and a boo button.
Please laugh at this.
Yeah, it's funny. Just keep pushing the button. But I think it will be really cool if he's trying to become friends with MJ and Ned, and he's trying to, like, you know, get them back to where they were, and all of a sudden he starts having these mutations where he's growing extra arms, and he's like, I can't, like, I'm supposed to hang out with her. I can't hang out with her now because I'm mutating.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh. But we're getting Man-Spider. I think Punisher being there is really cool because he was a main character in the 90s cartoon, and he was actually in the Man-Spider episodes.
Yeah.
Also, fun concept. I would love to see Hulk and Man-Spider fight. I think that'd be really sick.
That would be
Monster
really
Hulk,
cool
not just you know. But that's all I got for the trailer.
Okay.
What do you think?
So I have heard that Tom Holland has described Spider-Man's relationship with the Punisher in this as like a big brother, little brother thing. Mm-hmm. So I definitely think that Punisher is going to have a much bigger role in this, in this movie. I almost said series because I'm so hooked on like comics, but I really think we're going to get that interaction a lot, which I think is going to be good. And I think, or I kind of hope something along these lines will happen, that Spider-Man's trying to figure out how to balance the two, and Punisher is going to be the devil's advocate and saying, you need to be the hero. You need to forget your old life, just like I have forgotten my old life. Yeah. You need to just continue on and forget her. Leave her alone. Go be Spider-Man. Yeah. Go be a hero. Man up. And Spider-Man's like having to struggle with that. So as he's transforming into Man-Spider, Punisher's like, this is what I'm telling you. You are not going to be able to be, or even be like, if you become a monster, I have to put you down.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
But I think Punisher's going to play a big role. I'm not a big Punisher fan.
I'm not either.
But just because I've never really read stuff. Like, if there's a good Punisher comic out there, recommend it, please. I will read it.
I think Punisher War... Is it War Journal?
War Journal is the one that gets recommended a lot, I think. Punisher Max I've heard is also really good, but I don't really care much for Garth Ennis, but this is a conversation for another time. We're going to have to start making notes of things that we've said. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, we'll talk about this later, and we just never do.
Yeah. The episode title will be Things That We Were Going to Talk About.
Things that we were going to talk about that we didn't. It's like, my last bathroom experience. Bathroom talk. You know?
Hello and welcome to
Bathroom Talk here on Beyond the Pool List.
But I think the cinematography is great. I think that is the thing that really stands out the most. The suit looks good. There's such a great contrast between everything else and the suit.
Yes.
Do you think? Question for you: that they edited this trailer when he's fighting the hand at the end?
I don't know. I definitely think there might be some edits. I don't know.
I don't really either. And honestly,
because there's also the one shot where he webs the sword and breaks it, and his eyes are black.
Yes.
That's really cool.
They said that Mary Jane is in his eyes.
You can see his you can see Mary. Yeah. So, and it's like his eyes are getting a little red. So what if? Because doesn't Man-Spider have red eyes?
Yeah. So
I'm getting excited.
I'm going to be honest with you. I hope they didn't edit it. I hope it is just Spider-Man. I'm going to be honest, and I want that because I don't want all these other characters. Like, it's cool to see Spider-Man interact with other characters, right? Like, I mean, that's cool. But I just want a Spider-Man. Like, let's just focus on Spider-Man in this movie.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think having Spider-Man be the focus, having him fighting. I wonder, like, what's the deal? Because there's a lot of villains. You've got the Hand. You've got Scorpion. You've got Boomerang, Tarantula. Who else?
I think those are the main
ones that they showed off.
Yeah.
Jean Grey, or is it Jean Grey?
Supposedly Jean Grey. That's a big rumor.
It's Sadie Sink's character. Yeah.
But we don't know for sure.
Yeah, we don't know who that is.
The Damage Control. Is the villain too.
You've got Keith David voicing somebody.
Venom?
He's
question mark? No, I'm just kidding.
That would be cool because he voices Spawn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Spawn?
But Spawn is in the movie.
This is a Todd McFarlane movie.
Yes! We're getting it! But I think, I don't know. I think, because his monologue is really cool. He's talking about how, like, between a spider's life cycle.
Spider's life.
Yeah,
I can't even do it.
Spider's life. I can't do it either. Yeah, but how there is a change that happens between a spider's life cycle as like an emergency countermeasure to protect it.
But it's vulnerable to threats.
But it's
between
vulnerable
cycles.
to threats between cycles. But when it makes it between cycles, it's almost a rebirth.
Right.
So I'm wondering kind of what that's. I don't know. I'm wondering what that means.
Right.
So maybe we'll get a new Spider-Man by the end of it. A new, maybe he won't need web shooters anymore after all this is over. I don't know.
The true question will be, how will this impact Doomsday and Secret Wars to come?
Well, Doomsday, I don't think he's going to be in Doomsday.
I don't think he's in Doomsday.
He's going to be in Secret Wars.
Yes.
And I will say, he better get the symbiote. This is the one spot that you got to do it.
You got to do it.
Because I'm trying to not be that fan that's like put Venom in it, as much as I want it more than anybody else. There's a time and a place for it.
Right.
Secret Wars has always been that time and a place.
Yes.
Especially if Marvel's gonna that's the one big thing out of Secret Wars is he gets the black suit.
Right.
So if they do it, maybe. If they don't, I don't know how it's gonna be different because it's gonna be different.
It is.
I don't know.
Is it going to be for the good, the better, or for the worse different?
I don't know because
remain to be seen.
Isn't after Secret Wars aren't they rebooting everything?
That's the rumor that they're going to recast everybody for younger actors.
Don't do that.
Yeah, Marvel.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Marvel needs a break.
I think so. Let DC. I know they won't do it, but let DC have at.
Yeah.
Have at it.
Yeah. Well, DC's not doing much either. Besides,
but DC's slowing down because
yeah.
they don't want to fall into the same problem as Marvel does.
That's true. You're right. Yeah, because Marvel's got a problem now.
Yeah, because we've got to release new stuff. Speaking of which, Daredevil came out today.
Did you watch it? I haven't seen any of the Daredevil. I haven't seen the original show. I haven't seen the Disney Plus show.
You've not seen the original show?
Mm-mm. I've watched a bit of it. Okay, I've watched I sounded British there for a second.
I watched a little bit. Your Al Ewing came out.
No.
Don't come after me!
Yes, my favorite villain is Chairman because he turns people into Twinkies, and I can really relate to that. I like Twinkies. That is an actual thing. If you read one of the Venom books, at the end of the the little commentary area in the back of the book, he says that his favorite or his most relatable villain is Chairman. Don't get me started.
No, I won't. I shouldn't have even said
that. Who is Al Ewing? I'm sure because we're getting more Death Spiral stuff. I'm not up to date yet, but the next issue, people are thinking that Dylan will die, and if he does, I will be pissed.
Ooh.
Yes.
Huh. Okay, I'm looking at you very confused. Our audience can see that because that is...
The Torment guy is attacking bloodlines, remember?
We will kill Dylan before we will kill Paul. Probably.
Honestly, that don't surprise me.
Okay. All right, then.
But you know what? That'll be on a brand new day. And you know what else is on a brand new day? This movie. I'm very excited about this movie. I think I'm very excited. I think this will be I don't know if it'll be the best Spider-Man film, but right now it's looking like the best one that Marvel's dropped.
I'll agree with that.
Now,
No Way Home is good. I like No Way Home a lot, but I think No Way Home just hits a lot of nostalgia.
I think that's what I think because I like No Way Home, but it's a big nostalgia. That's what drives the whole film.
I think that's what's going to be the problem when Secret Wars rolls around because we're going to get Hugh Jackman. We may get Tobey Maguire. We may get all these nostalgia actors, and I think that's what's driving Doomsday right now too. This is not what we plan on talking about.
That's okay. No.
But,
Let's talk about
think that's what's driving Doomsday right now too. Is they're banking on the X-Men's return, probably for the last time till they reboot it again. And I think that's what they're banking on. That was the trailer I think that did the best. That's what hyped me up more. It was like, oh, the X-Men, oh, that's crazy, and they're getting Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, and they're getting all these guys. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But then I kind of stepped back and I was like, that's really what they're banking on. And Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom.
Yeah. Chris
Caps
Evans
comes back. Chris Hemsworth is coming back. So Scarlett Johansson now.
No, she's dead.
She
Paul
probably
Rabin.
will somehow.
Yeah.
Paul Rabin.
Paul Rabin's in there.
So I think that's the problem.
Are you worried about how they filmed Doomsday? Do you know how they filmed it?
I know how they're rewriting the script every day.
Are they? Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. came out the other day and said that they're rewriting the script every day on set.
That's not good.
No.
That's not good at all.
No.
And the fact that everything, because a lot of people are like, I don't even know what scene I'm in. They're just like,
Oh, yeah.
they're filming in rooms that are complete green screen. They're talking to people that they don't know who they're talking to. And the scenes of, like, for example, let's say it's, who is the guy from Black Panther that does the chant that's really cool?
M'Baku?
M'Baku, yeah. M'Baku and Thing are talking, right?
Yeah.
In the trailer. Yeah. They're talking, and, like, I need to watch that trailer again. I think I've only watched it once. Did they drop a trailer, or did they just drop pictures?
They just dropped those 4 trailers with Cap, Thor, the X-Men, and then the Black Panther and the Fantastic Four.
Okay, that's what. Okay.
Yeah.
So my thing is that, like, my thing with the Thing
It's
and
Glover
M'Baku,
time.
yeah, it's Glover, yeah. But they like a lot of the scenes, for example, a lot of the actors have been talking about how they're in these rooms talking to characters and they don't know who they're talking to. It's a single actor in a single room having a 2-man scene with someone they don't even know who they're talking to. That's scary.
That is scary.
And, like, if it's, I hope it's like a big lie thing. They're just like, oh yeah, tell people this, like, say
Right.
this to the press. But, like, I don't know. I'm
worried.
I'm really worried about Doomsday because, especially because it was supposed to be Kang. It was supposed to be Kang Dynasty, and all of it got completely flipped after the whole deal with the
Jonathan
actor,
Major,
and then his wife. And maybe Doom will be great as Robert Downey Jr. We'll see. Like, if they don't, if it's not like an alternate Iron Man, which I think
they've come out and said it's not.
If it would have been, I don't think they would have revealed that it's
Right.
it is Tony Stark. That would have been the biggest plot twist,
Right.
I guess we'll see.
But why can't we just have Victor Von Doom? Why do we have to have?
Well, isn't he supposed to be Victor Von Doom?
I think he is supposed to be Victor Von Doom, but he's not. You're not going to be able to see Victor Von Doom. You're only going to see Robert Downey Jr., which means you're only going to be able to see Iron Man. You're not going to be able to experience Doctor Doom in his fullest.
Well, unless he's just in his mask, and they just never take the mask off.
I don't think they're going to do that, though. I think Robert Downey Jr. has too much of a face for them to hide behind a mask the whole time.
Maybe.
I don't know. We could be wrong in December when this rolls around. But I don't know. I'm not very excited. I'm more excited for the brand new day than I am Doomsday.
Yeah.
But speaking of things that we are excited for.
Oh, yes.
I wish I had the Invincible theme that I could just play right now.
Like, Satan, this is...
I
love that bit. I'm so glad they keep doing it.
Yeah, me too.
Like, it does not get old. Like, it's so funny.
So we are at season 4 of... you have not read the comic.
No.
But I have. Mm-hmm. It is my favorite comic book of all time.
You said that, and that surprised me.
Yeah.
Not because it's like I hate it. I don't hate it.
Right.
I think it's great. It's just I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Superman, love Spider-Man, love Captain America. I have favorite comic books, but Invincible is my favorite series of all time. I will probably be doing a post on why it is my favorite series of all time in the foreseeable future. When that is, I don't know.
Yeah.
But season 4 dropped.
Yes.
And the first 4 episodes have dropped. Actually, when I came over to record with you today, you were finishing episode 4.
Yep, I was finishing it up.
We watched episode 3. Or the first 3 episodes dropped last week, and episode 4 dropped today. They're dropping on a weekly basis. I think it's only 8 episodes this season.
I think so.
Or maybe they'll do what they've done in the past, where it's like a midpoint, and then they'll release more. But I think
how many episodes do they usually have? I thought they had 8. Usually.
They might be only 8.
I don't know.
You know, one thing I want to talk about before we talk about and review this season so far, which I guess we're at the midpoint, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Is it really? Oh, wow, okay.
If there's only 8 episodes and episode 4 came out today.
Yeah, I guess we're already halfway through. They dropped 3 on the first day.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a lot, yeah.
So one thing I want to talk about real quick is how stacked this voice acting cast is. Mm-hmm. This has J.K. Simmons, Stephen Ewan. I mean, you also have Peter Cullen.
Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime. And stuff. We didn't play any of this stuff. Or last time.
Yeah.
But I mean, the voice cast alone, like the animation, I know it gets harped on a lot. Yeah. And you've got something to talk about.
Yeah, I had a couple of animation notes for the show for sure.
But the voice acting alone, like I hope, because Skybound Image is doing the Transformer G.I. Joe series in the next couple of years. I hope that voice acting cast is just as stacked, and I hope Peter Cullen is the voice of Optimus in that. But
he's gonna have to be.
I hope he is.
There's no way they wouldn't.
But that's what I hope continues, because that's what makes this show. Well, the story is great, of course, but the voice acting is also like on point, perfect.
Yeah.
So let's get into first 4 episodes.
Yes, the first 4 episodes. So real quick, I know you said that I am not I haven't read it. There's a reason why. I didn't really know much about Invincible until the show came out. I watched the first when season 2 came out. I watched it. Well, sorry, when season 1 was out, I watched the entire show. I did not like it.
Really?
Yes, I did not like it. It just I couldn't get into the world because I felt like everything was so like, oh, this is just off-brand this character. This is just off-brand that character.
Fair enough.
But then when season 2 came out, I was like, I need to give it a shot again. Like, it looks good. Everybody's talking about it. Let me give it another shot. And I sat and I watched it, and I enjoyed it way more.
Okay.
And a lot of my friends have had that. A lot of my friends said, yeah, I watched it, didn't like it, but then I revisited it later, and I really liked it the second time. So I really I love it now. So every time I watch it, I'm all for it. I binged all 3 seasons whenever I was rewatching it again. But I had said that, like, you'd mentioned, like, you've got to read it. I purposely avoided the books because it's not too, like, I've read a lot of good comics. I've not watched a lot of good comic adaptations.
Sure.
So I think getting to watch this and watch it for the first time and getting all of the story is a lot better than me reading it and know it. Because I've done that a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like, I read a lot of the books and I know how these stories go. So when I watch it, I'm trying to find, like, okay, is this right? Is that right? But this, I have no clue. So there's, like, a lot of things that, like, I know you showed me the reprint of the Invincible book that came out today. That the whole hell scene that's in the episode isn't even in the book.
No.
And I wouldn't have known that. I was fully invested, and I thought it was a good little, story. Like, it was a good spacer.
That's what I explained to my wife when I was talking about it today, that the hell story was kind of added probably because there is no real, like, I don't want to say pacing, but it just kind of like skips straight to like an important part in the comics. So they kind of put that in to stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's a fair point. Like, there aren't, Spectacular Spider-Man is the only other one that immediately comes to mind. Maybe X-Men 97, like the recent series even, but there's not a bunch of great superhero adaptation shows, cartoon shows, that is.
Yeah.
And so that's a fair point, but I still think I think you should read it. I really do.
I think what I'll do is when the show is completely over, I might read the book.
Okay, fair enough.
Just to get a second, like, oh, that wasn't even in the book. Like, oh, that was a whole, another section or whatever. I definitely think then.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm just enjoying the show so much. It's such a good show.
It is.
And but I mean, let's go ahead and get into the new season for sure.
Let's get into it. So, one of the episodes I really want to talk about is the episode where they explain the history of the Viltrumites.
That was a really good episode.
Awesome.
And that was tough to watch.
It was.
Yeah.
So that one, I don't think that's in the comics. The beginning part with Nolan and his parents, with Omni-Man and his parents. That I don't recall that being in the book, and I could be totally wrong. But the rest of the history of the Viltrumites is, and that's a really cool episode. I know we're skipping episode 1.
Yeah.
But episode 1 was also really good because it ends with Mark having to kill the astronaut who was possessed by the Sequid. And that was a good episode. It was just a very much, in my opinion, it was getting caught up. Because that's why a show that does streaming, that's why they will release a bundle of episodes, because your first, like, 3 are maybe your slowest.
Right.
And so that's why I think they released these 3 together, because episode 1 is good. But it's like, okay, where have we seen these characters since we last left them?
Right.
And then it ends with Mark killing the guy who was possessed by the Sequids.
Right. Which is a great, like, okay, now I want to watch the rest of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why they did that. And of course, Robot and Monster Girl are in
they're in the other dimension
Flaxen's
now.
dimension.
Which I'm wondering if that's gonna, and you've read it, so you
I
might
won't say nothing.
I'm wondering if that's gonna lead to them both coming out as adults, because they're both adults in kids' bodies, for the most part, right?
I plead the 5th.
Oh, yep, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't say anything.
I can't say
You
anything.
can't say anything because you'll spoil it. So that's where my brain's at. Is I'm like, oh, are they going to become adults now? And like, since they've been kids this whole time, and because like now Monster Girl can become an adult.
Right.
She is getting older now, and the weird fetus thing now is in Rex's clone body,
You're right.
and he's, I guess, a normal person growing up now. So yeah, that's my. I'm excited to see that. I don't know if it's going to happen. You do, I guess, but I don't know. So I'm just not going to say anything else. You're giving me one of those little half smile looks.
I'm gonna throw my mic out the window, so I can't say anything. But I would say like your experience with Invincible is going to be really interesting because you don't know what happens. Like this is all brand new to you, and that's a good place to be in. And I kind of wish I was back in there, but reading the comic, man, reading the comic
you got all the cool parts early.
Yeah,
right? Because that's what my buddies did. Like they watched the show, got into it, and then they bought all the books and then read all the way through it because they're like, I can't wait. Yeah. And I'm like, but I want to wait. Like of course, I freaking spoiled parts for myself because they handed me the book and they were like, hey, flip through this, check it out. And then I saw, spoiler alert, Adam Eve on the toilet with the pregnancy test and it's saying positive. And I was like, I'm gonna kill myself. This is awful.
So that was a good first episode to get you back hooked. My wife has not watched. Gabriella has not watched any of the other episodes, so this was her first time watching Invincible.
Okay,
and she knows the main part. She knows Omni-Man. She knows this scene where what will you have after 500 years? She knows that scene.
Think, Mark.
Yeah. She knows also that I'm a big fan because she has seen from my bachelor party what our other good friend Shannon did.
We had the giant what did it say?
It's the Bachelor Boys.
Bachelor Boys.
Featuring Clayton, Paul, Shannon, and Andrew. Shout out to all the guys.
Yes.
We had a great bachelor party.
We did. And then there was printed pictures of thick Omni-Man all over the house we were renting for the bachelor party. It was so funny. And
all we did that day was, it was awesome. We played Black Ops 2, the original Star Wars Battlefront 2. It was great.
Tried hot sauce, which was not fun. You were fine, because you can eat freaking Carolina Reaper sauce and be like, it's kind of hot.
Yeah, so if you have hot sauce, send it to
send it to Clayton. I don't want it.
No, but anyways, so that was fun. So she knows I like it. That was her first episode watching it, and where Mark punches the guy and just shatters his face. The guy possessed by the Sequid. She was like, "This is violent." I'm like, "You know this is violent because I have shown you the other scenes." She's like, "Well, it's just that like in a cartoon, I can't really watch the violence." She's like, "I could probably see it in real life and be okay with it." I'm like, "I'm the opposite. I would rather see it in a cartoon because it doesn't bother me as much."
It doesn't bother me as much either. Yeah, because it's a cartoon. But also, like, I really like. I got Elise to start watching it too, and I started on episode 1. She's kind of seen some of the episodes. And the plot twist at the end, I think she knew the Omni-Man. I guess she had like watched over the shoulder and been like, I know he's bad at some point. But she was shocked when he killed the Guardians of the Globe. Yeah, she was like, why did he just do all that? And I was like, I don't know, I gotta watch it. There's a reason for all of this, And getting to see his origin though,
that
getting
was
to see the
episode 2,
planet getting like it got this. It got like a
the Scourge virus.
Yeah, the Scourge virus, and watching all of these guys die.
Yes, and
everyone's getting infected, and Nolan gets infected, but he somehow survives.
Yes,
some people survive. Yes, but not everybody.
That's why there's less than 50 pure-blooded Viltrumites left in the universe, because they're the only ones that left on an entire planet. That's what I kept like thinking about the whole time watching that episode. Like this planet probably has, let's say, even 7 billion. Viltrumites down to 50.
Yeah,
that is insane. And I mean, you see the trails of bodies.
Yeah, and you see like piles, just like where Nolan is fighting his parents in the beginning. They're just like thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of bodies just piled up everywhere.
Right.
And seeing that's kind of like, it's
crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you don't like the Viltrumites because like the first thing you're introduced to is how like they're literally willing to kill their own children. Right. Because they're not like, oh, if you're not going to be strong enough, then I'm just going to go ahead and kill you now. And they literally like Nolan's parents beat him up just to see if he's tough enough.
Yeah.
And that
that's his test of being an adult.
To the brink of being dead.
Yeah.
And then like immediately everybody's like literally the first guy who starts like vomiting up blood, they're like, oh, did your parents punch you too hard this morning, you loser? And then like everybody starts doing it and they're like, okay, what's happening? Something's happening. But like you kind of start to like I felt bad for them.
Feel for them
because it's a cool thing because they start the episode making you be like, God, these guys suck. Like this, their whole planet sucks. Like their race
Yeah.
sucks. But like
Paul is racist confirmed.
no.
I'm kidding. Just against Viltrumites. Just against
Just
Viltrumites.
against Viltrumites.
Just
They're
to
bad
be
people.
clear.
They're really bad people. But like then you feel bad because you're like, man, but they're losing everybody. And like now you see like what it looks like when they're actually scared.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point of Nolan going out was to find a mate and repopulate.
Right.
That's why he's screwing all these women, having
Yeah.
babies everywhere.
Yeah. So, and then the rest of the episode continues as we're back in the present day, and Nolan and Alan the alien are searching for reasons to.
Sorry, go ahead.
I know what part you're laughing at.
Yeah, they're searching for the
Reasons-
creatures,
yeah.
or like enemies,
Things that can kill the Viltrumites.
Viltrumites to finish off,
Right.
and to start a regime. And every night, Alan and his wife, maybe multiple times a night, have sex continuously. And it's so funny because it goes to them on their mission, then it just immediately cuts to Nolan on the couch, like covering his ears while they're having sex, and then it goes back to them doing another mission, and it cuts back to them and then like Nolan ends up getting up and leaving one night to find out that there are other rooms on this ship that he was not told about, and he almost kills the pilot of the ship, who is an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
Because of it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
really
yeah.
funny. The comedy in this show is great.
Oh, it is.
They know when to hit things and how hard to hit.
Right.
Like, they know when they know what's too much and what's not enough.
This show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so good. It's so good.
It's such a good show.
Yeah, I knew as soon as you started laughing, I knew what you were laughing about.
How can you forget? We started counting. We were watching it at my friend's house, and
Yeah.
we started counting. We were like 4, 5, 6. Like, you know.
I also want to make a quick note on episode 2 because, again, going back to the voice acting, the scene between Omni-Man and Thaddeus, Peter Cullen's voice actor,
Yes.
and J.K. Simmons, that scene, dude, just the voice acting alone, like, I could have closed my eyes and just been like, these two have some of the most iconic voices
Yes.
ever.
And
Just listening to them, like, I could just listen to that all day.
Yeah.
Like,
No, yeah.
if they did an audiobook for 24 hours long,
Yeah.
just sit
Yeah,
there
you're
and
just
listen
like,
to them
it's
both.
like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
And it's like, the peace sounds.
Yeah.
But you find out that Peter Cullen's character
Was the one who unleashed
was the one
the
who
Scourge
unleashed
virus.
the Scourge virus, and he's a Viltrumite.
He is
right?
a Viltrumite, yes.
Why did he do that again? He did it because
So his reasoning was to hopefully get rid of, because he killed the original Viltrumite leader, and that was his hope. To kill Argol was that so the people might see the error of their ways, that maybe since he was just a violent ruler, if you killed him, maybe the rest of the Viltrumites would be peaceful. But that didn't work. So then Thaddeus thought that the only way to stop the Viltrumites was to unleash the virus.
Yeah, and to just wipe the whole race.
Right.
Yeah. And we see Nolan. I think it's really cool to see Nolan regretting like all the
Yes.
things he's done. He really regrets Earth.
Yes.
Like it's, which his character development has been great, because even like going back to season 1, like watching that first episode with Elise again, like it was, seeing him like finally killing everybody, and like his main goal is to just build Viltrum back up, and then like Mark being a kid, and now you see Mark, and Mark's like this adult who's got so much weighing on him, and you see Nolan who's just trying his best to fix his mistakes, and he's like there's the planet where they're like, we froze the planet.
Yeah.
That's the only way we can stop these guys.
Right.
And it's just like, you guys were, he's like, Alan says like, man, every time I think you guys might be okay, like you show me something like this and you just prove to me that I'm always wrong.
Even that, because that follows the scene, and he's like, we put this solar disk up to block the sun out to freeze the planet.
Yeah.
And he's like, can you move it out of the way? And the captain's like, I'm going to make up for my past mistakes.
Yeah,
Just
and blows it up. And they're like, we said to move it, not to blow it up, because then everything starts falling, and all these like dinosaur monster things are trying to kill them, and they almost do it. They almost win.
Do. Yeah.
I think that was probably the best episode so far out of all.
Yes,
I think that was
would
the
say
most
so,
investing
of this season,
because that was the one episode that when me and all my buddies were watching it, that we all were like completely silent throughout the whole thing. Like through all those, we were like chit chatting and stuff, but this one we were just like very invested watching all this.
So I'm like right there with you, because Gabriella, being pregnant, your feet swell up. So and
so she's stuck on the couch, and she's got to watch all this
so
stuff.
And she's also on her feet all day.
Right.
I was massaging her feet, and while we were binging the first 3 episodes, and I just stopped during that episode.
You're just like,
and I'm hooked, like watching and ever so often she'll like kick me and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I'm not trying to be rude, but my feet really hurt." I'm like, "Oh yeah."
And you just like like you're slowly stopping because you're just you
Right.
can't stop watching. You're like,
And
"Oh my
eventually
God."
she just said, "Okay, thank you. That's enough."
I love Gabriella. though.
Yeah, she's
So
she's
funny.
incredible. I'm very lucky. But anyways,
Yes. But also we had
episode 3.
we have that was episode 2. Episode 3 was the final of the first release, which that was the episode where I forgot.
Well, the main reveal for episode 3 is that Adam Eve is pregnant.
Adam Eve is pregnant at the end, and that's why her powers are gone. So
Right.
throughout these episodes, she's having a hard time using her powers, as everything she makes it just melts into
Right.
rainbow goo,
Right.
and you find out that she's pregnant. So, that was a really I kind of figured whenever her I was like, yeah, it's probably the pregnant thing, which is really crazy. And then we get in the newest episode that dropped today, we get a whole storyline about like hell and all this stuff going on, which was interesting. It was kind of off to the side.
I'll say this was my least favorite episode of Invincible that they have done so far.
Really? Why? Is it just because of like the is it because they make hell like not that bad of a place? Because that kind of bothered me a little bit.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
just a Christian thing, I guess.
Man, it was actually funny because I'm working on my script for the Isaiah 43 podcast, which is my other podcast that I do.
Podcast plug.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You did it earlier.
I did. You're right.
But so anyways, I was working on the script, and I was also watching Invincible while I was doing it. I was trying to multitask, and they started talking about hell and stuff, and I'm like, I can't work on my Bible podcast while I'm listening to this.
Yeah.
And really, I could talk about like why I think their depiction of hell is just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not even that I didn't like. But I do agree with you. I didn't care much for that.
Yeah.
Frankly, I don't really care. I don't care
That's okay.
about these
Yeah,
characters.
that's okay.
And that's kind of why. Like with the rest of Invincible, they have established these characters. They have made you care about them.
Mm-hmm.
But this Damien Darkblood and his siblings in hell and Satan getting power again, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not invested. Mm-hmm. And it didn't feel like sure, Invincible is there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he kind of doesn't even know why he's there in this episode. But it really was not about Invincible until the end.
Yeah. And the beginning had a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because I think those are my favorite parts, is the fact that we get that scene at the beginning where he's questioning if he should be a hero.
Right.
Because he's really he's really concerned with being his dad.
Right.
He's like, I don't want to be my dad. And he doesn't know the changes that his dad has been going through. Because this has been...
He thinks he's dead.
He thinks he's dead. And he's like, I just don't deserve to wear this costume. I don't deserve this. And, they have that great with Mark Hamill, who is playing the costume shop guy.
Another great voice actor.
And they're talking about, like, he's like, well, I made the original suit for you again, just in case you wanted to go back. But, it's up to you. Whatever
Remember
you
who
choose.
you are.
Remember who you are, yeah. And the hell stuff is very side plotty.
Side quest.
And yeah, it's very side quest. I did really like when they're falling down the pit to get the crown, and they're having that conversation about why, what's the guy's name? Damien
Darkblood?
pulls his mask back every time he talks, and he's like, why do you do that? And he's just like, I don't know. It's cool. Like, that's the overall like reasoning behind all of it. But he's doing it. He keeps doing it.
It's because Damien doesn't talk in complete sentences, so he's like, cool, I guess.
Cool, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. That was just
I will give you that. That part
Yeah.
I enjoyed, and even so even that scene, for example, this is why I was kind of bored with this episode. So that scene, they fall down. They're trying to get this crown so Satan can get his powers back or whatever, and Invincible is supposed to fight Cerberus, which is cool, like a cool concept because we're incorporating Greek mythology with all this. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
You don't
They don't
see the
show
fight.
it. They see he grabs Damien and he's like, I'll catch you in just a minute. And he throws him as high as he can. And you just see Damien going back up the hole and then slowly stopping and then falling back down. And then by the time Invincible gets him, the fight's over.
Yeah.
And it was just like, because I noticed that. I was like, oh.
That's
that
a
kinda
cop-out
sucks.
right there.
That
That's what I
was
thought.
very, it's like, oh, they didn't have the budget for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And which that's a meta joke within Invincible, anyways. Is that they kind of cut things.
Yeah, so you don't see it. And
Right.
yeah.
So I just didn't like it. It was just boring for me, and I just was not invested in the characters. That's my reasoning.
But my big thing was the end of the episode where Adam Eve is talking to, what's his friend's name?
Gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can hear it. I can. I don't want to say Grayson because that's not right. Oh well. Anyways, he's talking to Invincible's best friend.
Yeah, his best friend, and Adam tells him like, I'm pregnant, and he's like, oh my gosh, congratulations, that's such good news. And she's like, no, like I don't know if I want this right now. I don't know if I can do this right now. And she's scared also because it's going to be a superpowered baby, right?
And his friend makes that note,
right? And like, oh, he's going to have superpowers, and she's like, that's it's I don't know. She just seems like she wants kids, but not right now.
Right.
And he's like, well, girl, why like, I appreciate you telling me, but you need to tell him.
Right.
Like, you need to tell Mark because Mark still doesn't know.
Right.
And she goes to his house to tell him, and she's like, are you okay? And he's like, no, but I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting there. And she's like, there's really no good time to tell you this.
So,
and then who is floating above the house? None other than Omni-Man
and Alan.
And it's just like, oh,
Mark, there's a war.
There's a war. We need you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just like, oh, like the timing is really good for all this because you're waiting to hear about all this and you're waiting, but it's just like, oh, it's just so close.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping the next, I don't know when they're gonna, like, I don't, when she's gonna tell him, but I'm so ready to see that conversation. He's clutching his mic. Oh no!
Is it time to end this episode already?
But yeah, I want to say this is a really good series. I'm really liking it so far. Is it every week?
Every Wednesday. Yep.
Okay, that's really cool. Just like the comic book.
Yeah. That's why Wednesdays are like my second favorite day of the week. Sundays I have to give it to church because I really like going to church.
I get it.
And worshiping and stuff like that.
Honestly, I thought you were going to say like my favorite day of the week is Friday because it's the end of the day.
Well, that
it's
too. But week. Wednesday's New Comic Book Day. It's Invincible Day. Mm-hmm. It's now going to be Daredevil Day, basically.
Yep.
So it's going to be Wednesday's week good.
Yeah. Also, I want to make. I forgot to mention this. I have a little complaint about the new season.
Yes, you do. You got to talk about that.
First of all, the animation of this show has always been fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1, 2, 3, and even a lot of 4 have been really, really good.
Yes.
But man, that first episode of season 4, the animation was rough. I don't know if anybody.
I didn't notice this.
There's a scene where Adam, Eve, and Invincible are Adam, Eve, and are in the kitchen talking, and that should be a button.
That should be.
We're getting our button idea. That should be it. But they're talking in the kitchen, and when Invincible walks up to her, it just looks like a cool math. Do you know those? I don't know if everybody knows what cool math is, but you remember when you're little and you're in school and you get computer time and you go on like a game website and you're playing like
early
Papa's
2000s,
Pizzeria,
Flash,
like Flash Gets games.
Yeah.
Not Flash Gets. That's a YouTube channel. What is
we're plugging people we don't even know.
Yeah. Well, I know what you mean. Like Flash Media games. And him walking up to her and then walking out of the kitchen looked like a cutscene from one of those games. Yeah. It just did not look good. I don't know what.
I really need to go back and watch that for myself.
Yeah, when this is over, I'll pull it up
just
so you can see it. But I don't know. It just because I got worried, and I was just like, is it just me or does the animation? Because I had just watched that first episode.
Yeah.
We were getting into the second episode, and I was like, oh no, the animation is quality. Looks like it's going down. That's not good. Yeah. But then it got back up quick, and then it was fine for the rest of the episodes.
I think what Invincible does, and I've noticed this with every season, is that they really save the budget for the last episode.
I get that, yeah.
And so
the Conquest fight in the last season was awesome. Dude, that was insane.
So I'll do a quick story about that. I'm watching that episode. And I'm seeing all these moments from the comic books that I'm seeing. Mm-hmm. And even the line where he's like, you're wrong. I can see into the future, and you don't make it to tomorrow. And that scene, I'm in the floor watching it.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching on my phone, and I have nowhere else to stretch out in the office. And
you're laying in the floor.
I'm laying in the floor, I'm just enjoying it. Yeah. And man, I hit on the floor. I'm like, let's go. Let's freaking go, baby.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. And my buddy who works on the floor below me texted me and said, is everything okay? I just heard a really loud noise. I said, yeah, everything's fine. What'd you hear?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It was plumbing or something, you know.
Yeah.
It's fine. Definitely wasn't watching Invincible.
No.
You're just like banging your head on the
Yeah.
floor, like as,
Like
as
Mark.
Mark is doing it. You're like, this is so interactive. Whoa, you know.
My boss walks up and he's like, Clayton, are you okay? I just defeated Conquest. This guy's certainly not coming back now, right?
It's like, you sure? Did you eat lunch today? No.
I lost a bet to Paul.
Yeah. Paul wasn't in the new Superman book. Oh no. Ah. Oh my god.
But anyway, so what would you rate this new season of Invincible so far?
I feel bad rating it early, but I'll go ahead and give
We're
it like a
halfway
rating
through.
now.
Yeah.
I guess we're halfway through. What out of what?
Let's add a 10. 10 being the greatest show you have ever watched. 1 being absolute dog pie. 1 being Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh, dude, people are gonna hate this. They're gonna be like, "I hate you guys. I'm not watching your show anymore." So like 1 is like dog food, right?
Yes,
Like,
dog. Things I like better than Ultimate Spider-Man.
dog food.
Dog food.
Definitely, it's not a. I think the last season was I think the last season was a 10.
I would
Season
give
3
last
was a
season
10.
a 10. Yeah.
I think last season was a 10. I think season 1. I'm rating the seasons just so I can kind of figure out where I want to put this one so far. Season 1. What happened in season 2? Was season 2 the multiverse stuff?
No, that happened in season 3. Season 2 was when Oliver was first introduced, and Mark reunites with Omni-Man on that planet,
You're right,
and then
you're
the Viltrumites take him away.
Okay, you're right. Okay, so I would rate. What's the big finale? Like the finale of season 2?
I can't remember. It's not when Mark gets taken away.
I think that's when the multiverse guy starts to build
Yes,
up.
when Angstrom starts coming.
Oh, that's when he fights. Yeah, he fights him, and that's when is that when we get Agent Spider and stuff?
Yes, that's the ending of season 2.
Right,
yes,
that's season 2, because then he comes back in season 3
right.
with the multiverse stuff.
Right.
Okay, sorry, I forgot about season 2. Honestly, I think I would rate it I think every season has gotten better. I think
100%
I think if I had to rank it in season 3 is my favorite, season 2 is my second, season 1 is my third, season 4 has got to be my fourth. As of right now,
there with you.
As of right now, do I think it can change? Absolutely. Do I know where the story's going? Not at all. But I think it could change. But right now, so far, from season 1 to season 3, every season was better. I do think the Invincible War was a lot shorter than it should have been. I do think but it's okay. It's it's what 1 or 2 issues in the comics.
Yeah.
It's not that long anyway.
So I'll tell you this, knowing what happens in the comics, everything gets better every single time. Every arc, every plot, every character development, everything gets better every single time.
Yeah.
This is why I think Robert Kirkman is arguably the best writer in comics.
Wow. Okay.
I stick by that because of what he does with Invincible. You see his growth as a writer, and everything just progressively gets better.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love Chip Zdarsky. I love Mark Waid. I love all these other writers. I think Robert Kirkman is the best. That's why I think what he's about to do with Transformers is going to be incredible. But that's going to be next time that comes out. But
I think that's I will agree. I think that Robert Kirkman, I wouldn't say he's the best just because I don't know if I know enough to rate that. Okay. But this is probably one of the best developing stories that I've been involved.
Better.
You see the growth stays. The characters are all the same. You can tell that this guy has all this planned out, or at least has a concept of all this planned out, and is sticking close to it. Now the show being a little bit different, I don't know, but so far, what I'm seeing out of the show is all the characters, they have their place. When, I remember when Rex died in the second season?
I think it's with the Invincible War, so it's
it's
season
the third
3.
season. When he dies, that was, because even him, a character he sucked in season 1, but he developed to the point where when he dies, you're like, oh, man, that sucks, I don't know. It's just the character development is very well, and the story, the driving of the story is really good too.
I I think it's
Yeah.
the best comic series out there, but that's my opinion. So anyways, anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up today?
Man, I think we've covered it. We talked about Superman, Spider-Man. We've talked about Spider-Man Brand New Day. We've talked about Doomsday and Secret Wars and now Invincible. So
Yeah.
I think, what do we got coming next week? I know we've got Absolute Batman comes out. When does that come
I
out?
think that comes out in 2 to 3 weeks. I think we've got a little while before Absolute Batman comes out again. I don't know. I really don't know when we're going to have another big comic week. It might be a little bit.
It might be. I know next week I'll be out of town, so we won't have nothing coming out next week. 2 weeks out, maybe 3 weeks out, definitely.
Yeah.
So keep listening. We're posting not regularly, but we're just kind of.
I try to post at least 3 times a week.
Yeah, on the social.
Yes,
Yeah, on
on
socials
the-
we post regularly, but the podcast will come out just kind of sporadically. So
And I try to advertise each time on Comic Nation 1776.
Yep.
Go follow.
Give us a
because
follow.
That's where you're going to see all the updates.
We're on YouTube, Spotify.
We're on everything.
We're on
Anywhere,
Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get podcasts.
anywhere
you
there's
can find us there.
podcast. And we'd appreciate a 5-star review.
Yeah.
However you rate your podcast.
Donnie Cates, reach out to us. Frank Martin, go ahead and reach out
Robert
as well.
Kirkman.
Nick Dragata. Yeah, Robert Kirkman, dude, hop on here. Scott Snyder, you're the only one out of the Absolute Batman that we're waiting on, so you better make a move, man. You're the only one. We don't want to single you out.
So you close us out every time. I'll let you do it again this time.
Everybody, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Beyond the Pull List. You can find us on anywhere that you have podcasts, and tune in next time to hear what we got next coming out. So thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you Beyond the Pull List.